Imagine standing on a battlefield, face to face with a grizzled man wearing a crescent moon helmet, black and gold samurai steels, and a menacing eye patch. That's what most of Date Masamune's enemies saw every time he got into a skirmish. To me, his appearance is what makes him so pronounced in Japanese history, so much so that it looks as if he was plucked straight out of an anime. In fact, his allies and enemies both would go on to name him the One-Eyed Dragon. He was born in September 1567 and was a regional ruler in the early Edo period. From what we know in history, he would be born into a successful family that had been preceded by a long line of powerful and respected daimyo who were lords in Japan. Little is really known about his childhood, but we understand that he was plagued by smallpox as a child, which would rob him of his sight in his right eye. Though no one is truly certain how he lost the eye entirely, though some legends say that he plucked it out himself after senior members of the clan warned him about enemies going for it in a fight. Another legend has it that his retainer gruesomely gouged it out for him upon his request. His first notable deed comes at the young age of 14, where he would lead his first campaign against a rival clan. At 17, he would succeed his father and would become the clan leader. But things would not be so easy for Date Masamune, for you see a retainer known as Oichi Sadatsuna would betray the Date clan and would join the rival Ashina clan of the Aizu region. Masamune would declare his first war against the Ashina clan and would assemble an army to hunt down Sadatsuna. In doing so, Masamune would prove to be quite block-headed in the sense that he disregarded any alliances and sentimentalities. In fact, the Mutsu and Dewa provinces that were home to some of his kin were not spared from Masamune's pursuit of bringing Sadatsuna to justice. It's very clear to see what type of man Masamune was. Even though he was just 17 years old at the time, his conviction of the enemy was undeniable, and family ties or friendships evidently came second to his service and honour. In 1585, Masamune would find himself in conflict with Nihonmatsu Yoshisugu of the Nihonmatsu clan in a battle over land. But Yoshisugu sensed that his defeat was fast approaching at the hands of the Date clan and chose to preempt his fate by surrendering. Masamune agreed to his surrender, but only on the condition that Yoshisugu surrendered all of his territory. But upon reflection, Yoshisugu didn't think that this was particularly fair, nor was he about to suddenly live his life as a commoner with no land. So he made an audacious move and kidnapped Masamune's father, Terumune, whilst he was staying at Mayamori Castle. Hearing of this, Masamune would rush to his father's aid with several samurai, only to find Yoshisugu fleeing with Terumune on horseback. Masamune and his men would give chase, but here's where the story begins to differ. Some sources say that upon realizing that he could not outrun Masamune, Yoshisugu killed Terumune out of desperation before committing suicide. But other sources say that Terumune was accidentally killed in the skirmish that took place after between Yoshisugu's men and Masamune's men at Abukuma River. Either way, it is here that Masamune's father would meet his end. Masamune would be enraged at the death of his father and would go on to wage war against the Nihonmatsu clan in retaliation. He would meet them at the battle at Hitotoribashi in 1585, but it would not serve to be the bloody redemption in which he sought after. Masamune would bring 7,000 men to fight against the Nihonmatsu clan, but to his surprise, Nihonmatsu would raise 30,000 men. Perhaps Masamune suffered from some delusion of glory, because he didn't retreat straight away, possibly trying to recreate the moment where Oda Nobunaga took 3,000 men against Imagawa Yoshimoto's 25,000 men and still won. But unfortunately, Masamune wouldn't share the same luck, and would be forced back to his base at Motomiya Castle. But the Nihonmatsu did not press the attack, for it said they suddenly lost confidence and did not believe that their forces were strong enough to take down Motomiya Castle. This brush with death was a likely factor that would see Masamune hungry to win back his honour, and would thus begin to shape him into the renowned general that he is now remembered for. Another source has it that the reason why the Nihonmatsu retreated is because they thought Masamune had to have been planning a devious counterattack, because no one was foolish enough to send 7,000 men against their 30,000 men. So instead of attacking the castle, they simply gathered their gear and headed on home. It wouldn't be until 1589 where Masamune would feel ready to strike again, and chose to defeat the rival Soma clan before assembling a powerful force and marching for the Ashina headquarters at Kurokawa. It was this clan that Oichi Sadatsuna, the traitor retainer, had joined. The two sides would meet at the Battle of Surigahara, where Date Masamune would overcome their forces. The Ashina clan tried to retreat, but Date Masamune would destroy their only avenue of escape, the bridge over the Nitsubashi River. Those who did not drown in an attempt to swim away were dragged back to dry land and then mercilessly put to the sword. It's said that at this battle, Date Masamune and his forces removed the heads of 2,300 men, and is considered to be one of the most bloodiest battles in the Sengoku era. In 1590, Toyotomi Hideyoshi was well on his way to taking over most of Japan, and so would come the inevitable moment where Date Masamune was expected to bow before him, like many other clans had done to avoid complete obliteration. But Masamune would refuse, at first. This delay would infuriate Hideyoshi, who wasn't used to hearing no at this point in his life. So when he was summoned, Masamune was expected to be executed for his disrespect. Perhaps to slight the warlord, Masamune wore his finest clothing and strode up to Hideyoshi showing no fear. Some say that Hideyoshi was so compelled by Masamune's composure and spirit that he spared his life, stating he could be of some use. Masamune would be granted the province of Iwatasawa as a reward for his loyalty to Hideyoshi. However, he would rename it Iwadayama in 1591 and would cultivate major political and economical growth in the land. The Masamune clan would go on to serve Hideyoshi directly in the Korean invasion, but after Hideyoshi's death, Masamune would join Tokugawa Ieyasu, the man who would take over from Hideyoshi. Masamune would actually end up getting pretty ripped off by Tokugawa Ieyasu. You see, Ieyasu would promote Masamune by offering him the profitable region of the Sendai domain, thus making him one of the most powerful daimyos of the time. He would promise Masamune that he would see a huge return on his investment to the land, 1 million koku to be precise. But even after Masamune's investment to the land, he would only see 640,000 koku, and most of that was taken away by Ieyasu anyway to feed the Edo region. But Masamune would remain loyal to Ieyasu, perhaps because he did in fact end up offering him more lands to perhaps make up for the shortcomings of his promise. He would even visit Ieyasu on his deathbed, where he would read him a piece of Zen poetry. Masamune was known for having something of an open mind, for he was welcoming of foreigners into his land. He would even fund and promote an envoy to establish relations with the Pope in Rome, though this was likely in part to obtain foreign technology, in a similar way that Nobunaga obtained guns from the Portuguese. It was said that Masamune was against Ieyasu and Hideyoshi's decisions to execute Christians in Japan, and when Christianity was banned, he showed the Christians sympathy, particularly those who were missionaries or traders. He was also known to have released Padre Sotello, a missionary who was leading the Christian outfit in Japan. Masamune's good intentions, however, did not serve Padre Sotello in the grand scheme of things, because he would be burned at the stake, along with his companions, by Japanese authorities. Some sources suggest that Masamune's oldest daughter, Aira Hahime, was a secret Christian. What did you guys think of Masamune, the one-eyed dragon? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and hit the subscribe button. As always, there's a Twitter page you can follow, which I update regularly with facts about other legends from history. In our next video, we'll be taking a look at the female samurai of Japan. Until the next time, guys.